swear, I kept thinking, what is wrong with you on this show,
you know,
right?
I think a lot of people ask me that too. And
it just didn't seem like what you would expect from you, right?
Yeah. Well, it's reality TV. And
you were on reality TV already.
But you know what? Those are more chef-driven shows. Very much
That's
more
true,
chef-driven
because this
shows.
is about personality and other things.
I can honestly tell you that the show is probably 20% cooking, and the rest of it, it's on-camera personality, it's your presence.
And Bobby Flay, were you afraid that Bobby Flay wanted to just flay you?
Filleted me? You know, that's what people say, like, in Salt Lake City. It's like, yeah, you filleted Bobby Flay, you know?
He's out to get you now.
Yeah. You know, I didn't think that at all, honestly, because he was quite the gentleman on set on Iron Chef America. And I got along with him. He was a great guy. And I wasn't really concerned at all. There's obviously a fear that I was trying to overcome, and that's the fear of being in front of a large audience. I think they loved the fact of building my character around the fact that I was nervous on camera, or nervous in front of an audience.
I think so. And that you beat Bobby Flay, and now you're falling flat on your face, right?
But you know, I can tell you, editing is a bitch.
I know it is, because you know what? The thing is, first of all, they already, since they know what's going to happen, they're editing to sort of fit you in the mold where they see you in the show.
Exactly. For me, I was very conflicted on that show. And, you know, I talk about it too because, you know, I was in a position where I'm the guy who beat Bobby Flay. They expect a lot from me.
Right.
However, if I complicate things too much, they're going to be like, okay, well, you need to simplify it. But if I simplify it, it's like, hey, we expect more from you, Viet. What's going on? I just felt like I was being pulled left and right. But, you know, I mean, that's reality TV. And, like, that's what builds, you know, all that drama. But, you know, really, like, my whole goal of this whole show was to be true to myself and my craft. I didn't want to be portrayed as somebody that I'm not. You know, if they were trying to pull drama out of me or whatever, I'm just gonna be like, no, this is me and this is who I am. That to me was most important. And at the same time, cook at the highest level possible given the circumstances. You know.
But even when they had the online cook-off thing, I thought, okay, so he messed up a little. He can redeem himself.
That particular episode, we're giving foods that are gently thrown away. You know, foods that have just, that are lackless, soulless. You know, like carrots that have been overcooked, it's flavorless.
Yeah.
You have burnt pork chops, burnt nuts, burnt toast.
And you're like, this is not chef work, right?
And I'm like, okay, you look at those ingredients. What can you do?
Is that really cooking, too?
Yeah, I mean, it's really... So, you know, like, you know, I thought to myself, it's like, okay, I can make a carrot soup. You know, although it's not going to taste as intensely carrot, but at least it'll taste like carrots. It's better to use carrots than to use burnt nuts or burnt toast or burnt pork chops to make a soup or whatever it is, you know? So, what I try to do is make it somewhat complex and draw out as much flavor as I can. So, what I did is I took the burnt pork chops, and I grilled it a little bit more, and then I made a stock out of it, like a broth, you know, and it was very flavorful. And then I incorporated the carrots, pureed everything, mounted it with a little butter, a little bit of cream, seasoned it, add some acid. It was perfect.
Sounded good to me.
And then there's a bowl of, like, you know, like garnishes and different textures and stuff. But you know what? I don't know, man. I wanted to be that voice for the chefs out there, telling them, like, you know what? You have to be a lot more dynamic. You can't just be that old school chef, because people look at you in a different light now. And if you're able to do that and win the hearts of your diners, you're going to be that much better. I feel very blessed, very grateful to be on that show, and I've learned so much about myself and so much about all the other things that happens on the show. You know, so I take that with me. Whether, you know, I only lasted 5 episodes, but you know, those 5 episodes has made such a huge difference in my life. I'm an opportunist, and you know, you see a lot of great chefs that have, like, fizzled. And then you ask yourself, like, what happened to them? Why do they fizzle? You know, there's a lot of chefs that have that mentality where, like, you know, I don't care about all this TV stuff. I don't care about the media. I'm just going to focus on my craft. But you're only going to make a small impact. If you want to make a large impact, you got to be smart. You have to take on these opportunities, and to a certain extent, as long as you're being true to yourself. You know, and I mean, these are the things that are going to put you out there, put your restaurant out there. You know, I'm a business guy. At the same time, I'm a chef, and I understand these opportunities, like what you need to do, how to build this momentum, and I want to continue to build this momentum. I don't want it to fizzle out. But at the same time, I continually want to cook because I'm a cook and I'll always be a cook. So with that said, I'm working on a new restaurant in Park City. It's called Ember and Ash, and it's really going to be able to allow me to focus on what I love, seafood, but at the same time really incorporating the terroir. You know, so the restaurant, the heart of the restaurant, is going to be this 6.5 rice, and every single element that goes on a dish will probably be touched by that hearth. So whether it's going to be dried over the fire, cooked, or just barely kissed by the embers. To me, it's just focusing on simplicity and finding out a way to bring out the deepest point of flavor where people will be like, wow, that's just a piece of fish, or this is just a piece of chicken, or a piece of squab, or a piece of beef, and that's it. It's not muddled by all these different flavors where you actually have to search for it, you know? Or it's something even as simple as a turnip. You know, you could roast a turnip, saute a turnip, eat a raw turnip, and it's great. But if you cook it right, it's going to taste like nothing you've ever had.